Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Today is day 7 of my 31 days of tarot challenge, and we're changing things up a little bit. I have the camera on a different setup, so hopefully it works a little bit better than yesterday. You try, you fail, you experiment, but that's what it is to learn, right? So, just a reminder today we are taking a practice question from the Ultimate Tarot Practice Questions book. And this week we are using the 15 card spread, which I definitely need to practice on, which is really fun, but that's what this is all about. So let's get started. I have my original tarot deck, which is just the Rider-Waite-Smith version, and I have my guidebook over here in case I get stuck. So let's see who our client is and what question they have for us today. All right. Liddy says, I'm a police officer and recently got assigned a new partner that I don't get along with well. When we drive around in the patrol car, I can't stand the music he listens to. I don't like his topics of conversation, and he eats things that stink up the car. What is the underlying conflict between us, and how can I resolve it? All right. I think we can all sympathize with Liddy, having a new coworker that they don't really get along with and they're not used to working with. So let's see if we can give her a little bit of guidance for how to get along with her new partner. Right. Are we all on screen there? Let's see, we need to move these all up. Up, up. All right, so in our current situation, we have the Six of Cups, the King of Wands, the Queen of Cups. In our current trajectory, we have the Ten of Wands, the Seven of Cups, the Devil. Our alternative outcome, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the High Priestess. In our advice, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. And then influences outside of our control, we have the Emperor, the Star, and the King of Pentacles. So starting off with the present state of the matter, we have two people, Liddy and her coworker, in a car that they're not really getting along with very well. And we see in the Six of Cups, we have the two people. The energy of this is typically, nostalgia or childhood. So maybe this speaks to maybe a little bit of childish energy going on. Maybe there's a little bit of pettiness, I mean, she can't stand the music he listens to or his topics of conversation. What he eats stinks up the car. They're not finding their mutual they're not finding their mutual ground for them to stand on, like a level of understanding where they can communicate on. This card 2 and 3 are typically recent past energy, energy affecting the matter, or near future energy affecting the matter. But I do find it interesting that, we have the boy and the girl in the Six of Cups, and then we also have the king and the queen over here. So I feel like this is just, speaking to their energy. Maybe one of them is very passionate and loud, and the other likes to be a little bit more introspective and feeling, and they're clashing a little bit. The Queen of Cups is focused on her grail, and the king is kind of looking out ahead. So they're not jiving. Whereas in the Six of Cups, the boy and the girl are looking at each other. The queen is, looking over here at the king, but the king is looking away. Like they're not getting along at all. Maybe there's an argument. Maybe they're both wanting to be, in charge of the situation. They're not working well as a partnership. Now, if we look over at the most probable outcome based on the current trajectory, we have the Ten of Wands, which is a card of, working hard, but of burnout, right? They're going to burn themselves up if they keep working this and they don't find common ground. It's very hard to go into a workplace that you don't like day after day. It makes the hard work that much more hard. And we also have the Devil over here, which is a card of temptation and maybe a little bit of self-destruction. Like these people can easily get out of their chains. But all right, so my phone died, but rather than starting over completely, we're going to go from where I left off, which is up here in the current trajectory, the most probable outcome based on the current path that they're on. And you see we have the Ten of Wands, we have the Seven of Cups, and we have the Devil. And if you think about it, sometimes it's a little bit fun to, I don't want to say hate other people, but, talk bad, or it's a little bit cathartic to list all the reasons why you don't like somebody. But, this negativity that Liddy has in her mind and her issues with her partner, can't stand the music he listens to, she can't stand what he eats, she doesn't like his topics of conversation. There's so many things here that she doesn't like. But in the end, that's just going to make work harder. If you continue to go to a job that makes you unhappy every day, it becomes more and more burdensome, and you end up worn out and burned out. And that is the current path that she's on. Here in the Devil, we have the two lovers, the two people from the Lovers card, chained up, but these chains are loose. They're able to get out of that. So, she needs to change this current trajectory that they're on, find a different path. And that's where we go and look over at this alternative outcomes, or, adjustments that can be made. We have our advice down here. When we see over here in the alternative outcomes, we have the High Priestess, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. And, the Ace of Cups is really calling out to me. Aces are about beginnings and starting new, and, maybe they need to start fresh, start from the beginning again. Maybe there's something on an emotional level that they can connect with. We have the Queen of Pentacles, which, she's a homemaker, or, someone who cultivates things, or, is a caregiver. So maybe they need to spend some time together outside of work and get to know each other a little bit better. We have the High Priestess, which, guided by the moon, and we have the water in her skirt there. The High Priestess, makes me think of magic and, really connecting on a deeper level with the universe and being able to tap into that communication. So maybe there's a communication aspect that they can tap into each other. There's a veil that's between the High Priestess from here and now, and typically that's between, our realm and the realm of the unknown, of the higher realm, and of mysteries and secrets. But I'm feeling like maybe it's a transition. So yeah, I think it's possibly getting outside of the office or the car and going to maybe someone's house and seeing each other outside of their current environment. And maybe they can form a different type of connection and reset the energy that they have going on in the current situation. So if we look here at the advice or the actions to be taken, we have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords, which feels like an offering. They're all directionally looking ahead to the future. The Seven of Swords is about betrayal and untrustworthiness in general. But the Queen, she's facing the Seven. Maybe she's, stopping this energy and putting an end to it. He's very quickly going to run into the Queen of Swords, and she's no nonsense, right? So maybe they just need to cut through all the BS and have an open communication Again, we have the beginnings here. So, starting over. And then over here, we have our influences outside of our control that we need to be aware of. We have the Emperor, we have the King of Pentacles, the Star. And this really feels like maybe their bosses or, authority figures that they can't, they're not going to be able to get new partners, right? So they're going to have to work out this issue between them. But there is hope, like they can make the connection, but they're not really going to be able to change it up or change partners. So, as far as the underlying conflict between them and how they can resolve it, I feel like there's miscommunication and they're not seeing the common ground between them. And in order to do that, they need to change things up, get outside of the workplace, find some common ground, and hopefully they'll be able to work better together going forward. So I think that's the overall message that we're getting from the cards today. Let me know your thoughts or if you have any questions on my reading in general. Hopefully, I'll have less mishaps as far as filming going forward, but it's all fun and learning, and this is more just to document the growth and my learning as we go along, and filming and posting videos as part of that learning. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you again tomorrow.